BC-based company Coulson Aircrane says the Saskatchewan government paid $100 million too much for some recently purchased firefighting aircraft. Last year, the province announced that it was spending $187 million to buy 4 new aircraft from a different BC-based company, Conair. Coulson Aircrane says Saskatchewan taxpayers paid more than twice what they should have, and it's asking Court of King's Bench to throw out the deal. CBC's Jeff Leo joins us now with the details. So, Jeff, this BC company, Coulson Aircrane, lay out their concerns for us.
Yeah, sure. So just over a year ago, the company's president, Britt Coulson, found out that the government of Saskatchewan had done this massive deal with his main competitor, Conair, the company you mentioned also in BC. $187 million for 4 planes. So Coulson was shocked because until that moment, he hadn't heard that Saskatchewan was in the market for planes, and that's a big problem for him because his entire business depends on learning about and responding to just these sorts of opportunities. So he was shocked because if he had been asked to bid on this opportunity, he says he could have saved Saskatchewan taxpayers a ton. In his court application, he says he could have provided 4 comparable planes for about $86 million, meaning a savings of about $100 million, like a price of less than half of what we ended up paying.
So why didn't Coulson know about this opportunity? What happened?
Well, he says the main reason is because there was no public competition, no tendering process for these planes. In writing back and forth with the government, he learned that the province had developed a pre-set criteria for what sorts of planes it wanted, and then it hired a consultant to find planes that met that criteria. And what that consultant found was that only one manufacturer's planes qualified, the Q400 planes, which are made by Conair.
So the government's criteria excluded Coulson's planes?
So not exactly. Coulson says there were many areas where his planes actually exceeded the government's criteria in a good way. They have a longer range, they can carry more fire retardant, can travel faster, and of course cost a lot less. But the government says Coulson's planes failed on the size criteria. The province wanted planes with tails that were no taller than 30 feet, but Coulson's planes are more than 37 feet, so 7 feet too high. Planes taller than 30 feet won't fit in government hangars. But Coulson says this is a red herring. This is not a real problem because during firefighting season, planes are generally stored on runways, not in hangars. And during off-season, his planes, which are built on the 737 model, will fit into most commercial hangars. And Coulson says, even if this was a problem, he could have addressed it through a competition. He says his company could have altered government hangars or built entirely new ones and still be far cheaper. Or he says his company could also buy and retrofit those Q400 planes, the ones Conair uses, and still could have saved the government $100 million.
So what do Conair and the government have to say about all this?
So Conair has no comment because all of this is before the courts. The government says the court should throw out Coulson's application because the company is bringing its complaint too late, more than a year after it learned about the deal. In addition, the government says overturning this contract would cause headaches for the government, which has already received the first of the planes that it ordered. And so in its application, Coulson says it suspects that the government contract was awarded to Conair because of favoritism. It points out that a key decision maker in the deal used to work for Conair, and it suggests that friendship, that relationship with company officials could have influenced this purchase. Now, the province strongly denies that, says it did not show any preferential treatment. The next steps in the court proceeding is expected later this fall.